What's up, Filmalytics family, and welcome back to our second installment of our debate series where we debate the hottest topics from around the NFL in the fantasy world. Today we have Ben and Chad with us, and we will be debating the topic of Zeke versus Pollard. Who's the better option in this Cowboys backfield? Who's going to finish top four? Will Pollard outscore Zeke this year, or will Zeke continue to be the dominant running back in the Cowboys backfield? Our debates will be broken down into three different segments. We have our opening statements. Our second segment, I will ask a question to our debaters. And then finally, our third segment, where we have our closing statements. After the show is over, please answer in the comments who you think won the debate. And just let us know what your opinion is. Do you think Pollard is going to outscore Zeke, or do you think Zeke will remain the dominant running back in the Cowboys backfield? All right, you guys ready to get this going?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Opening statements from Ben.
So I am the Zeke truther. I think Zeke will outscore Pollard by a significant amount on many different premises. I think, you've got Zeke with the contract. You've got Jerry Jones, who loves to big up these guys, and he's been bigging up Zeke massively this offseason. And he played last year with an injury later on in the season, his PCL tear. And I think he's back to full health this season, and we're going to see Pollard get less of a workload because of Zeke getting in. Yep.
Chad, your minute. Opening statement.
Yeah, I'm going with Pollard here. Zeke's efficiency has been dropping every single year. His EPA, expected points added, was 127th last year at negative 10.8. Think about that. Just think about it. See, Ben's laughing. He's laughing. You're probably laughing at home too. It's ridiculous. He was 39th in true yards per carry, 37th in yards per touch. Pollard has actually been one of the most efficient running backs in the NFL. Last year, he was number 2 in yards per touch. He actually added points to your team, expected points, unlike Zeke there. He was plus 25.7 for number 2 in the NFL. He was number 5 in juke rate, number 3 in breakaway run rate. I mean, just the list goes on and on. We know his pass catching chops. The Cowboys, without Gallup, really without a real wide receiver 2, at least to start the year, Pollard's going to line up in the slot. He's going to play out the slot a lot. He's going to run tons of routes, more than he ever has. He's going to put Zeke away once and for all.
Our question here for segment 2. What do you expect this Cowboys timeshare to look like? Was Pollard going to take mostly passing downs? Zeke only going to be used for rushing? And which running back is going to be used in high leverage situations, 2-minute drill, goal line, as well as passing downs? Chad.
Yeah, this is it's kind of a projection, kind of just a gut call, but I think to start the year, it'll remain Zeke as the starter and Pollard playing third downs, passing downs, especially because he will line up in the slot, so they can both be on the field a decent amount. But if Zeke is just a plodder and he's inefficient, not to say Zeke isn't terrible, like he hasn't gotten that bad, but this coaching staff is going to go to Jerry Jones and say, look, I know you're paying this guy a lot of money, but you want us to win games, right? So eventually that's going to start to shift. And as the season goes on, we'll see more and more of a shift towards Pollard. But like I said, he's going to be on the field a lot running routes. I mean, last year he ran 135 routes. Zeke ran 332. That's not going to happen this year. Pollard is going to surpass him in terms of routes run. So we might see Zeke around the goal line. He might be the early down guy to start the year, but I think towards the end of the year, we're going to see pretty much a timeshare with Pollard starting to get more and more of the work.
Ben, your rebuttal.
Ben, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm seeing Zeke from the start, like you said, but I think Zeke is going to show up big time if he stays fit. You know, we saw last year Zeke take predominantly the role start, and then Pollard came in quite a lot with his injury. But I'm thinking, you know, we're seeing Zeke get 65 targets last year, have solid rushing work. You know, he might not have been as efficient, but I'm thinking that Zeke is going to really push once again this Cowboys offense forward with the bad O-line. You're going to get the bigger back to run through these gaps, run through these guys, and really take over this team instead of Pollard, who's might be more elusive, but I think you're going to need that bruiser back a lot more in with that O-line that's quickly falling apart. And
Chad, your rebuttal.
I actually think the bad O-line favors Pollard more because that elusiveness. I mean, being a bruiser is one thing, but you're not just going to run through guys in the backfield. The elusiveness that Pollard offers and the ability to get outside and get around the edge, I think will really help on, you know, stretch plays and things like that. Plus a lot of just dump off passes, screen plays, things of that nature. I think Pollard benefits more from the bad O-line than Zeke, who's going to play some short yardage stuff. Obviously, I think you're hoping for a lot of touchdowns with Zeke, but I think Pollard has the ability to really get outside and get around the edge and make guys miss.
Ben, final comments?
I'm thinking if you're in your fantasy league and you believe really that the Cowboys offense is going to be as high octane as it has been in the past, I think Zeke is the guy to go for. I think Zeke offers more of a ceiling than Pollard because Pollard has been this perennial backup in quotation marks these past few years, and I don't see how this role's just suddenly going to change all of a sudden because we've seen Zeke get this work a lot in the past.
And Chad, your closing statements.
I mean, Pollard's going at RB30 compared to Zeke RB15. That's in redraft. You know, PPR, it's a no-brainer to me. Pollard scored 4 less points per game last year, and that was on a 33% snap share compared to 66 for Zeke. So 4 less points per game on basically half the snap share. And Zeke was 5th overall in red zone touches. So you're really banking on those 12 touchdowns he scored and those red zone touches to keep up. If those snap shares start to become equal, especially the red zone touches, it's a no-brainer, and you're getting him 15 RB spots later. So Pollard, no doubt.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. That's going to do it for this debate. Chad thinks Tony Pollard was going to outscore Zeke, and Ben is sticking with the Zeke train as the Zeke truther. Again, let us know in the comments who you think won this debate. Was it Chad voting for Pollard, or was it Ben voting for Zeke? And just in general, let us know your comments on what you think this backfield is going to shake out as. And that's going to do it for us today. Join us next time when we debate something else that's being highly discussed in the fantasy community.